disability and disabled family members in general. I know that this happens is most commonly when you have the individual support plan with basically the government plan for what would happen for your care team, where you want to live, community access and all that, and community safety as well. So welcome, Suzanne. You want to introduce yourself?
Thanks, Anna. Yep, so my name is Suzanne, and I have been a firefighter paramedic for 21 years now. And I met Anna less than a year ago.
And it'll be a year in...
Will it be a year soon?
October?
Oh man, time
Maybe
flies while you're having
November.
fun. Time flies. So, but she had this idea of having an interview with me about being prepared for an emergency and what's helpful for us as first responders when we come into a house, whether it's for a medical emergency or a fire emergency, things that could be helpful. So we're going to have a conversation about that.
Yeah, that's maybe because we have never had before 911 ever.
That's good.
So I don't know how that would even work. By myself, but I know how to pull it and stuff like that, but I don't know how any of it works, and we have a plan, like, I know to get out of the house, and I know to do all that, but, like, what else do we need to think about? And something more that you mentioned a while ago to me, like, that program that your department has. And I don't know if other people into a program like that.
The one that, the STARS program?
Yeah.
So yeah, the STARS program exists across the St. Louis
Right.
County area, and it is usually just for 18 and younger.
Mm-hmm.
But we can use kind of what they do as a guideline for anybody with a disability.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what did I have?
Emergencies don't wait for accessibility.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
So, do you want to, what's my day like?
Yeah. Like, what is your day like? So people know,
For when I'm at the firehouse.
Yeah.
So at the firehouse, our first day on, we get there, we check our air pack, wherever we're assigned to work for our rotation. Always have to make sure that works. We do our truck checks and our equipment checks. That's always first thing, first morning.
Yeah.
And throughout the day, it depends. Everything can be interrupted by a call.
Right.
So training included. Sometimes training we are put out of service depending on how much equipment we have to take off a truck. So then you usually rotate trucks at that point.
Right.
So there's always one truck still in service, but we'll do training. We will do different PR events. We go to the elementary school and teach once a month. We also have to do certain things once a year, like building inspections and hose testing and things like that. So
Yeah.
all that happens.
What kind of emergency training do you have related to disability?
Probably not much. So beyond knowing of different disabilities through the training we received as becoming a paramedic, so knowing what different disabilities affect, but there's definitely so many out there, we don't know all of them, right?
Right.
So I am not afraid to ask somebody if they say, oh, I have this. Okay, what is that? What does that mean? And I just ask them what it affects so that I have an idea of what could be normal for them when it comes to vital signs or things like that. So we do have training on autism. I feel like we've had that specifically.
That would be the police department do not.
So some have. Some that I've worked, I should say, and I'm not sure about this area, but I know I started my career out in North Carolina. So out there we had some training that I know the police officers also took.
Yeah.
But I feel like autism specifically, we've had that. Otherwise, unless your disability is under the umbrella of another topic, normally it doesn't get touched on as specifically, right?
Yeah. What kind of emergency training do you have to help someone with a disability?
Like to help them during an emergency? So recently, the only one, beyond just getting there really isn't much. I said, recently we had the Deaf Incorporated come. So and I actually do know some sign language, but beyond that, they were teaching us if they are deaf and blind, how you can tell them, hey, we're exiting. So drawing an X on their back, putting their hand, if they're able to still move, putting their hand on our pant leg if we have to crawl, or on our arms so they can walk out with us. So that was really good because I had never had that training before.
Yeah, I always wonder, obviously, because you're also a DFP to me, you would know somebody with my disability, but before you met me, would you even have thought of anything that you do here? Obviously, here you're helping me with my daily life, right? But I'm saying, is there anything in this lab you have picked up that helped you?
Oh, absolutely. I think just to help me in the emergency side of it. I think
it's not, that's okay.
I don't know. I think I've gained a greater appreciation for people with disabilities for sure, and just what affects you and why certain things are certain ways. But for an actual emergency, probably not too much different in that sense, right? I think because when emergencies happen, we just we're gonna move you. So we're gonna, if you need to be moved, we're gonna get you and go, So
awesome. What is my we'll be recording on my phone. So
gaps in the system. How would emergency?
So are there any training or anything that you people can think about and they don't?
I think it's unrealistic for us to know about every single disability that's out there, right? So knowing the people in your jurisdiction is great, but a lot of that means that the person with the disability, if they want their fire department to know something specific about them, that they would, and I know that's coming down, but they would need to come to us. We are always grateful to have a pre-meeting with somebody, hey, this is how my life is, and this is what.
And maybe that could be in somebody's IFP.
It could be, yeah. We did have a couple that lived in our he was he was blind, and she had some pretty significant health problems, but he was very independent. It was good to so we have dealt with blindness, I've dealt with deafness. We've had a couple deaf patients in our jurisdiction, other wheelchair bound individuals, but
I'm thinking that if you wanted to meet with them, I'd probably would want them to meet with mine, because I'm right here. But I'm saying if you are not right here, maybe that's something you might watch in this video, go talk to your safe manager, put it in your IFP, and they can help you head up that meeting. Because I realize heading up meeting with anyone is hard for some people. For me personally, I'll just go and do it, but that's something that you can ask if you're a safe manager. Hey, do you want a meeting with, instead of saying what your emergency plan, do you want a meeting with your local department to come up with a plan together, I think that would be way more helpful than what your emergency plan. My first reaction, I didn't know I was supposed to have one. Like, I knew I was going to mow out as far away from the house as possible, you know.
Right, if possible. That's the key words.
But, you know, it's like, I knew I was going to do that, right? And I know before, but like, I didn't know anything else besides that. So maybe asking for a meeting is something that you can ask your patient, and also if you are on the receiving services, ask your case manager.
Yes, I would agree, because it's something that we pre-plan for businesses, right? And especially when I'm talking about like a fire. But even medical emergencies, that's the STARS program, right? That's like a pre-plan for a medical emergency for somebody with significant medical problems. So we know what to expect, where equipment is at, how to use the equipment. So if you have specific equipment that has to go with you everywhere you go, we then would know what to grab if we can. Now, in a fire would be different than a medical emergency, but for a fire, if like the pre-plan, we can also put a note on dispatch notes, like you can flag your address so that they know what side of the house you might be in. So like you could call dispatch and have it noted on your address, so they would only get the notes if they had a call to this house, but in the notes it would say wheelchair bound individual on the right side of the house, you know, like so they can mark where you were.
And is that like a non-emergency number?
You would call the non-emergency number, to the dispatch center. And I'm not sure what that is for Central County, but there are definitely non-emergency numbers for dispatch centers. We could probably find them and tag them in the video somehow. But that would be something you could do. So then if you're in the basement and you're wheelchair bound or somehow, or whatever, I don't know that if you had a walkout basement or something, but wherever you might be living, if you know that in a true like emergency, a fire emergency, that you would not be able to get out of your bed, and if worst comes to worst, you're cut off from the rest of your family or whoever's taking care of you through the night, then we know we have to get to that area of the house, because you cannot get yourself out.
And that's all something you can talk to your case manager too, so they can help you. Their whole job is helping you.
And hopefully they know those things.
I bet some of them don't.
I would imagine. So, currently support disabled folks. What doesn't get talked about in training?
We talked about that, right?
The real life tips. What helps you feel safe?
Real life tips. I think we talked about.
So I think some of I would say
some of them we went and on about.
A little bit. So real life tips we also for like the elderly, which would be easy, something for you all as well. There's a system called the Vial of Life that's out there in some areas where you put like in a medication, like a pill bottle, you roll up a piece of paper with your information, allergies, medications, diagnosed diseases or things or medical things. And you put it in the freezer, so then people know that to go look for that. Or there's we were giving out magnets that were like a dry erase magnet, so in case things changed, you could update it. But a dry erase magnet that you could put on the fridge, so that it had an emergency contact. So if you were here by yourself and had a medical emergency, had to call 911, and you were unconscious by the time we got here, where you declined, we would then have information to contact somebody without.
What about, I know I talk about this all the time on my channel and I don't know, but like I have a medical ID on my phone and on my Apple Watch, because hypothetically I've been told.
You're talking about this thing here, right? Where you go here and then medical ID. If I have mine filled out.
I have mine filled
No, it's good. I would definitely fill that out because for sure, if someone does think of that, it's something that we can do for sure. Yeah.
Yep. And then the medical ID boy, who I don't use one, obviously.
Yep.
I'm verbal, and I assume I would be.
Right.
You know.
Right. But yes, we definitely look for medical ID. Bracelets,
Yeah.
necklaces, we look for all those.
Yeah.
And then we would just have to remember to look on the phone as well.
Yeah.
So.
Or Apple one, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Any other tips you wanted to ask about, or?
I don't know what to ask about.
Yeah, I mean.
I think we hit on.
I think so.
A lot of them.
Yeah, because I think if you have something so specific with your disability, I think contacting your local fire department and using it as like a pre-plan for an emergency, it makes us feel better, and it should hopefully help make you feel better, because we're going to be more prepared for your situation, and you know that we know. So that's good. We got myth busting around here.
Yeah, any myth that people should know about?
So you have the first one here. True or false? 911 always knows your location, and that is not true.
Oh, funny. Because in the IFP department plan, oh, you have a phone, right? No problem.
Oh, interesting. So
that's the one in the app. I do.
you have a phone. So, I mean, from what I know of cell phones, they still, like, they'll get close. But maybe it depends on where you're at. If you're more rural, then no. Like, you're going to have a struggle, because it's going to pin off of likely the closest tower, unless things have advanced since I have been, and things likely have, hopefully. But I know that it still isn't going to be exact if it's just called in by a cell phone. It'll be close.
Yep.
We might have to knock on a couple doors.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah.
Yeah. People are like, oh, do you have not people?
Your ISP, yeah. Now, a landline, not that those exist anywhere, but landlines were precise.
Disability who have them.
They do have a landline.
They can't use a telephone. Or whatever.
You can't use a cell phone.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, no, a landline for sure.
Yep.
That one, you call 911 from a landline, they know where you're at, and if you can't speak or something's going on, but you can still hit 911. They're gonna send an officer out initially if it's like a 911 hang up or something like that where they don't know what's going on. Yeah.
What about an Apple Watch?
I don't know much about Apple Watches to know that. That would be potentially a gap in the training if they're supposed to be.
I was just wondering.
Because for like location.
Yep.
Because I think you'd have to have access to, like, you'd have to share your location, or I don't know how I would have access to your location via Apple Watch.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah. So I think that would take a process that would be too long for the emergency. Yeah.
Yep.
And then so you can teach first responders your access needs ahead. Yeah, so we talked about that. Absolutely. Yeah. I think the number one thing from this video, if I could share that. Yeah. Pre-plan with your fire department, and then if you have something so specific that, or like for the dispatch notes that can be tagged to your address. I think that's super helpful.
That's an awesome thing to know. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Would be good.
Yeah. And then it's not shared. It's safe information, right? Like it's just attached to your address, and it's helpful even if like the police have to come out here for something. They know that there's a disabled person in this area of the house, you know, so that you don't surprise them that you're confined to your bed or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, because I know some people who I have who will call the police help them do something.
Oh,
you know?
right. Yeah, so they know how to get in. Yeah. And then if there's ever, like we do this with elderly as well, with like a lockbox. So if you ever needed to have a key stored somewhere outside of the house, and I would always suggest a lockbox.
Yeah.
But that code can also be saved on dispatch notes
Oh,
as well.
man, yeah, that's good
Yeah.
to know too.
So we'll get those a lot of times with houses that have those lock boxes, and we'll just look at our notes and get in that way.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Joanne.
Yeah.
I
welcome.
hope this video will help if it will make this video, share this video, and subscribe with your new order things help. I know they don't seem much, but they all help me monetize. So if you guys can do all the things, that would be amazing. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.